Alrighty, this is Lauren and John. This is your sales letter. And I am going to take a look. Well, I'm going to take another look at it right now. This is being recorded, so I'll send you the link when I figure this out. Okay, so I saw this letter, your sales letter for the product you should have just closed today. And I was like, nope. So I know you're learning copy and all that, and if you're going to go into this digital land with me and many other people, this has got to do better because the folks you're going to be competing with, a lot of folks, based on how you got a lot of your signups, get smashed with these types of offers all the time, and they got some top level copywriters writing them for them, and so you can't really come at them with a weak letter, so to speak. So gonna try to help you out here because I know you just want to learn how to write copy just for yourself versus to actually pick up clients. So that's the way I'm going to approach this. As I'm going through it, I believe in the philosophy fully of just being good enough. Lots of people don't agree with me with that philosophy, but when it comes to all business things, I am a business owner. I am not here to be a jack of all trades and an expert in all things. So, know a little bit about something, being just good enough until someone else can do it for me is my philosophy with everything, including copy. Even though I do write copy for other people occasionally. So this is how I'm going to look at it. So let's see. You can sell your expertise at scale, have opportunities and leads come to you, experience less stress, and have more time than ever. I just have the issue with that headline because it's like there should be something else there. Like that could either be a subhead or introduction to a headline. The way I'm looking at it, because I've seen because I know whose copy stuff you're looking at. So for the most part, so the headline is not complete, right? So that's a problem. And when people hit your sales page, if you don't capture their attention immediately, they're gone. And especially people you targeted, because the groups you got these people from, I'm telling you, they got some hell of a copywriters that do this in their sleep. And so if you come at them with this, it's not going to be enough, especially since some of these people who sell a similar product tend to be extremely hypey. And at this point, a lot of people are jaded to this type of copy a lot of times. So it could still be usable, but you can't just leave it like this. You have to put more into it because they're jaded. It's like you see this, like when I saw it, I had to force myself to kind of really look at it again and again to make certain decisions about what I was looking at. Because the last thing you want people to do is basically look at your features of your product and make a decision based on the features. You don't want them doing that because then you're going to lose every time. So your headline here needs to be changed or added to right here, because that was a problem. Because like I said, a lot of people in your group are folks that are in other people's groups, and they get hit with this type of copy all the time. So for a lot of them, it's not necessarily something new, and it's going to wind up being a situation where people are really 100% going to be relying on how much they know, like, and trust you before they got to the sales page, which is cool. But when people have other things to do and they're landing on sales pages, you don't want necessarily people putting your stuff down and kind of forgetting about it at the same time. So headline got to be kind of fixed here, adding something to it or having this, and then another, like a head and a lead. Like I don't see there's really a lead in here, so to speak. Now I don't know how far you are and whose copy thing you're going through, or if you're just going through books or whatever. So you may not know what a lead is, but it doesn't feel like there's a lead in here. There's just this statement, and it's like, okay, so or and have more time. So it's like so I think the headline could have been stronger into a lead. So like this is something that might have been like a decent subhead to another headline or something like that. It's kind of what I was feeling about it. Now I'm just going off the top of my head here. I have no clue how many people bought your program. So if we want to have that conversation later, okay. Let's see. But you can sell your expertise at scale, have opportunities and leads come to you, experience less stress, and have more time than ever. And then sort of saying that into the next few sentences, I don't know, it seems like it's not as smooth. In the way I'm reading it. So like, let's say I'm gonna start from the beginning. So you can sell your expertise at scale, have opportunities and leads come to you, experience less stress, and have more time than ever. There's nothing wrong with selling your time, but time is finite. At a certain point, the only way to make more money is to charge more for your time. Yeah, you kind of just ran right into there. I mean, if you've seen some Gary Halbert stuff and a lot of other people's stuff, they'll have a headline, a subhead, and then they'll introduce to who they're speaking to. They're like, dear friend or dear whatever. You can decide to do that if you want. A lot of copywriters do that, sort of acknowledging the reader. There's no really acknowledgement there, so to speak. So you might want to think about that. Let's see. And then you go from here, and then you're going straight into digital products are infinitely scalable. You can help more people by distilling your expertise down into digital products. Your expertise can be sold many times over. Although the term influence is much mocked, even by myself, who has created a satirical newspaper called The Influential, becoming a leading expert in your field has many advantages. Okay, yeah, I was confused by that, because you're like, time is finite, it's not wrong with selling your time, but the only way you're going to make more money is you got to charge more for your time. Okay, nice. For the person reading who's a service provider, okay. And then you jump into digital products. Digital products are scalable, and, you can put your expertise in a product, and you can sell your expertise many times over. Okay, well, you're kind of selling your expertise many times over when when people pay me for hourly. So what's your point? So you're not making a point. You're kind of making statements, but there's no connection to a point. And then you jump into influencer. Like, where's an influencer coming from? Where you went from talking about expertise into digital products, all of a sudden we're talking about influencers and mocking influencers. You're jumping around too much. There's no congruency here. Like if you're establishing that the person doing this is selling their time for money, meaning they're probably an expert anyway, and then you jump into digital products and you can sell your expertise, what does this statement have to do with anything? That doesn't make any sense. Then you say it's less stressful, more profitable, and gives you more time to expand your business. What is more profitable? That's the question. Now, this might be more referring to this, but you put this in the middle here, and there's no glue to any of this, so it's like you're jumping from one thing to another. That was problematic for me. And there are many benefits to building a following and selling your expertise at scale. Let me run through just a few. A few what? Don't leave anybody hanging. No one, you're not having a conversation where someone's in front of you where people can ask questions and things like that. You're basing when it comes to writing copy, this is all you got. It's like if you were supposed to be executed and you had to write the most persuasive letter to a judge to say, please don't execute me, or well, not a judge. We're saying in the United States, if you're up for execution, there's only 2 people who can get you out of that situation, or maybe 3 people who can get you out of that situation. The one person is the governor of the state, the other one is the president, and the next person, possibly the prosecutor for judge if there's other evidence. So you have to, when you're writing copy, especially sales letters for a product that you're depending on your lifestyle, you have to write copy as if the governor is reading this paper and the governor decides that you're not guilty or to pardon you, this paper has to make them do it. This letter has to convince them to do it, right? So if you're jumping all around like this, the governor's going to throw this paper away. They're going to be like, screw this shit. Like, you're all over the place. You're as nutty as they said you were in court. So I got no time for that. So you got to watch out for that kind of stuff. When it comes to online folks reading newsletters, they have no time for this, okay? They have no time for this, and like for me, I'm visually impaired, so I'm reading this and it looks funny to me anyway. Now, it might be just because of my eyes in the screen or what, but the way I like to think about it is that everybody reading my copy is visually impaired. So if they're in a situation where they're going to be looking at a screen that's going to be difficult for them, I need to make sure that my copy is so entertaining and so good and keeps them to the next word and to the next line that they'll suffer through it. So that's what needs to be happening in general. Yeah. But don't leave nobody hanging. I mean, there's one thing about curiosity, but you can't leave anybody hanging. Like, let me run through just a few. What? Reasons? What is it? I think I went through this line. Your many benefits to building a following and selling your expertise at scale. So yeah, that was the problem with this line. That's confusing. So if this letter so far is supposed to be attached to what you're saying up here, which is if you are a service provider, in order to, and there's nothing wrong being a service provider, but you really need to start making digital products and selling that to scale, and doing that has some benefits or whatever. Talking about building a following and then selling it for, what does that have to do with anything at this point? Building a following, that sounds like a hell of a lot of hard work anyway. And then selling your, expertise at scale. So you're talking about digital products at this point. You're not doing a very good job of kind of breaking that up. The thing about sales letters is you want to tackle one idea at one time in one section. And if you're bridging off to another idea, then go to that. So there's too much stuff going on here in a simple sentence, and there's no backup to it. So that wasn't good. Let's see. Let me run through just a few. Went through that. And then you went through positioning. I frequently tag in posts whenever someone asks a question about cold email, humor in business, and most recently using Facebook groups to build a tribe. And then you put this. Oh, I will let you know something that you may not know. And this has been a point of contention with a lot of people. A lot of people are expressing that they do not like to have screenshots of what they say in groups put in people's sales letters as testimonials and proof without their knowledge. So you might want to be aware of that, because that happening, if it's your group, you should always, and you're taking, if it's your group, like if it's inside Charm Offensive, if someone's asking you something and you're screenshotting it, like, okay, I'm going to use that for a sales letter. Always make sure you message your people, because technically Facebook is not your platform and anything else. And this actually does violate some privacy laws. So technically going into like the copywriter club, which is not your group anyway, and then people are asking you for help or you're being mentioned, and screenshotting that and then using it in your sales letter without getting permission from the individuals you're screenshotting and the admin is illegal in a lot of places. And even so, people don't like it. So they really, really don't like it. So I don't know if you got some angry emails, but you might get some angry emails. People do not like to have their words used for someone else to profit off of their words. And they get very, very angry, and it doesn't look good. And the copywriting folks online niche is relatively small, and it don't take much to be on a whole bunch of people's shit list. So I can tell you that from me being in this game a long time. So you might want to, if you're going to do stuff like this, always ask the admin and ask the people. So you should have been asking Kira and Nina and Vicky and Lee, hey, I'm writing a sales letter. You mentored me. Can I use it? Yeah, so technically you would have to get permission from all these people. So, including the admin. Because what's going to happen is if, let's say, Kira were to see this right here. She's like, oh shit, he didn't ask me about this. Let me go complain to whoever in the group. So this would not be a good thing to happen. You may not know this stuff. You can't just grab people's stuff and put it up there. It does not look good. I've been in numerous places where people have complained about people doing this. So, for example, when I have my sales letters up or I have my testimonials, I ask people if people mention me and things. I will not show a screenshot unless I have the permission of the individuals who have mentioned me. I might describe being asked in whatever group to help out, but I will not post any screenshots unless I have permission of all individuals involved, including the admin and the individuals who have mentioned me in the question being asked. Okay? Because you're putting their credibility on the line in order to sell your stuff, and that's not cool. So, you need to fix that. If you haven't gotten permission from all these people, and by permission, you need like written permission for like emails, because this can come and bite you in the ass at any time. So be careful with that. I have seen gurus turned around and get sued for stuff like this. So, yeah. And let's see. Okay, where the fuck got to that point? Positioning, these supposedly reasons. Inbound lead generation. Leads come to me. These prospects are sold. Pre-sold on working with me. I know it's somewhat ironic considering my whole shtick was cold pitching, but I'm not complaining. Like, I have no clue what this is about. Like, it's skipping all over the place. You gotta be congruent. The thing is, you're sending people from the group to this, so they know your thing was cold pitching in the first place, but still in all, it has to be very congruent. Like, this letter would not do good with cold traffic. It would not do well at all. See, because check this out. See how you blanked out all these people? You didn't do that here. So, yeah. So, maybe you got permission from these folks? I don't know. So, opportunities to come to you. Opportunities come to you. You invite to podcasts and speak at events. I get asked to be involved with joint ventures and partnerships. That would have happened if I hadn't built a following. All right, so the question is now, once again, is this about making digital products or is this about building a following? So, like I said, when you're selling something, understand what you're selling. Are you selling getting a following, or are you selling how to create a digital product business out of your expertise? That's what you got to decide, and only talk about that. All right? Because if someone who's already, think about it this way. This is what I was thinking when I hit this letter. I'm like, well, I already, I don't want, the following. So how's the following lead to digital products? Or, I don't want another course on how to build the following. Even though that's having people to sell to is important when you have a course, people are not thinking this far. All right? And it's still the same thing. Like, you sold courses to people already. Like, well, I already bought influence course from him or whatever the other course was called. Why the hell would I want to rebuy that course again? This doesn't make sense. And then they click away. So that's exactly what they do. So you want to be very careful. Okay. I also give value. Yeah, like that's irrelevant to what you're trying to sell to people. That's irrelevant. No one's coming here about software for free and tools. That's irrelevant. Positive PR coverage. People ask for stories about me and the Charm Friendship approach, which is all free advertised for me, my products, my services. Yeah, once again, this is all irrelevant. That's irrelevant. No one cares. Because the purpose of this letter is to sell a product that is supposed to help people create products. So, that's not helping. It's like you're selling two different products here, which is what I was like. I was trying to figure out what you were selling. I was like, wait a minute, what's he selling? It sounds like he's selling two different products. It really does. Get back your time. I mean, the one thing I know that's directly, like, when you sell your own products, you don't, if it's making you enough money so that you don't have to work with clients, then yeah, that's like, this is the most relevant point you had. Okay, less stress. I have far less stress. It doesn't happen often, but I do have a customer who was unhappy. Okay. If I need, yeah, then you go back into tribe thing, go into that. Like I said, it sounds like it's selling two different products. Creative Pursuits, that's your influential paper. Okay, let's see. Then I built an entirely new business in 7 months. Everything you're probably most excited about, the money. Most of my revenue now comes from selling digital products. It's awesome to see these payments notifications. Okay, this makes sense. And then, who am I? Okay, so this is the thing. I just went through a whole bunch of stuff with stuff that doesn't make sense or is not relevant to what you're selling, or is a part of a piece of what you're selling but is not relevant based on the premise you supposedly set up before. And then you go into who am I? So, not the best way to approach it, especially if the top is the way it is, because people will never get to the who am I part, right? So no one's going to get to this part. Like I said, if this was going to cold traffic, not going to work. You got people coming from the list, which are varying degrees of knowing you and trusting you and stuff like that. So they might suffer through more of this than others will. Like I said, I do not know what your conversions were. We would have to have that separate conversation. Who am I? Let's see. You tell us his name, and you tell us what you did, and 18 years, and 0 to 1,000 members in 30 days. I figured I try stuff out. I keep doing what works. I don't have to make. I try stuff out. I keep doing what works. Do what works. You don't have to make any of these mistakes I did. I don't know what mistakes you made, man. Like, you went through all this stuff. It's a lot of I, but I have no clue what mistakes you made. I don't know. I will show you the successful tactics I use. Every move matters. You can only make the right moves. Like this is not good. All this got to go. All this got to go. It's not working. Yeah, that wasn't working. There's a few rules of copy. It's not about you. It's about the person reading it, whoever your audience is. And one stickler of copy is that using I way too much. And if you had any conversations with some copywriters that are like considered some of the best in the world, they will tell you that they can count how many times they use the word I in any single piece of copy. This section here would drive a lot of them crazy. I had a copy chief, a boss for a big 9-figure company, and if he saw the word I more than 3 times, my copy was trash, irregardless. So this is way too many I's. It's not enough about what's in it for me, the reader, in here, right? It's not enough of that. Like, what are you relieving? Like, I got a bunch of objections, and you're not relieving any of these objections. If anything, you're creating more, which is creating more resistance to me pulling out a credit card and making the purchase. You don't want that. If you have objections, you got to get rid of them as quickly as possible, because people, they don't want to take a chance on this, right? And especially the folks you're going after. The folks in your group, a lot of them, at least in my opinion, a good majority of them are from folks or from groups where they've experienced some of the best online marketers in the world who are great at what they do and who sell these types of products. They have run into them and they know or experience what that type of marketing is like. So in comparison, in their mind, they may not be able to write copy, but they kind of know when something's good and what's not when they read it, right? So because of that, they develop this sort of blindness to a lot of things. So when you're trying to write like a copywriter, you're studying, but you're not really doing a good job in the structure of the copy and you're creating more objections, it just completely turns people off and they don't get very far in your copy. So that's a danger, especially if you're dealing with folks who've been online for a little bit. That, and if you're getting people, let's say, who join from LinkedIn who may not be in the internet marketing world, and you're literally telling them, hey, I'm going to put you in the internet marketing world where you can create digital products and do all this other stuff, a world that you haven't been in very long, because in the letter you're saying 7 months. And if they somehow through somebody else stumble upon a guy like Frank Kern who's been in this for like, how long he's been in, like 10 years? The no like and trust factor. Do you go with the guy for 10 years or do you go with the guy who's been doing this for 7 months? So you don't ever want to be in that situation with people's decision making. And then you jump from here and then you went to 30 days better than, 30 day better than money back guarantee. What's that mean? Get your money back in 30 days of purchase for any reason, no questions asked. Oh, okay, to keep the materials and bonuses, all that. Okay, so this is the thing. You went from something up here to who you are and to 30-day money back guarantee, and you haven't even given me an offer. I don't know how much. I don't even know what I'm getting. I don't know how much it costs. So I didn't get any features or benefits, bullets or anything like that, and then you just offer me a money back guarantee. Like, I don't even know if I'm a fool. I don't know that this is a sales letter, and I'm reading this, and all of a sudden 100% money back guarantee. That will turn somebody off, regardless of what this says. So, like, that was the other thing. I was like, how do we, like, I know when I first glanced at it, and I was like, my first couple of tries, I was just like skipping through to see where I would land. I landed on this, and I was like, I thought I skipped the offer. So I went back and read the first part, like, intently. I was like, I must have skipped the offer. But you made no offer to be jumping into a money back guarantee. You haven't told people what's the name of the program. You haven't explained what's in it. You haven't explained the benefits in the program for this to make sense. So it's like, it doesn't make sense because all you do this and then you have a buy now button. But there's nothing here. Like, I don't know where I'm going. Am I click on this? Will I go to some spam? Am I going to go to spam? Am I going to get a virus? All these things that happen because, this is the danger right here. Like, this caught me off guard. I was like, wait a minute. There's no, the offer's missing or something. So this is not good. This got to be changed. You got to change this. Let's see. And I'm so excited about this. With my last course, I'm helping people in the same position I'm in. In 6 months, I've created an entirely new business and added, keep it congruent. If it's 6 months or 7 months, all right, keep it congruent with the numbers. Why? Because you'd be surprised. You have some very interesting people who remember numbers. So you'll be like, wait a minute, did he say 7 months? So 6 months, keep it congruent. Create an entirely new business, added new sources of leads to my existing one. My courses contain no filler. They're 100% actionable information. Step by step, I'll show you how to succeed. If you want to become an authority in your niche and start making additional revenue from your The revenue for selling your expertise. This course is for you. Great. I still don't know what's in it. The 5 stages of building a scalable digital product business. Yeah, this does not go together well like this. It's just, you're jumping. Like, I don't understand. Inspiring influence takes you through. Like, I don't know the name of the course. This was the name of the course? Then why are we saying the 5 stages of building a scalable digital product business? And then launch, engage, growth. Yeah, it's not. I don't like the way this offer is being presented here. I don't like the way that offer is being presented. That's just me. All right, who's this for? If you're an expert in your field who currently works with clients 101, yeah, like, dude, no. Okay, who is this for? Okay. Expert in your field currently works with clients 101, either consultant or his agency. Currently sell your time for 101. I mean, 1-to-1, okay. You're looking to try a different model where you sell your expertise to scale and get paid up front rather than, yeah. Okay, so here, this is supposed to be the bullet section or whatever. One of them. This is not strong enough. 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 And there's going to be an objection here because you're looking to try a different model where you're selling expertise at scale and get paid up front rather than 30, 60 days. That's how you get paid? Because I know some freelance, some 1-to-1 folks, some consultants that you paid them the check up front. So they listening to this and they're like, who the hell gets paid 30 days later? That was 10 years ago. I don't do that now. I get paid up front before you want my expertise. So that's not, So this ain't strong enough. There's other reasons that you could use for people who are consultants to build and scale a business. Like there's a lot of stuff you could have done. And so it's not making this letter strong enough to entice me, to grab me emotionally into it, if you understand. So like there's emotion in this stuff. Like people buy on emotion. You're not providing emotion in here for me to buy or for someone else to really buy. So I'm curious as to what your conversion rate on this was. But how quickly can you see results? With anything, more time if you put in, the quicker you'll see results. I started this process at the end of March of this year, and so my first product in April. Digital product sales became my main source of income, revenue, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Look, this is like your mini legal disclosure. Okay, now we're getting with the content. What's in here? Develop the theme of your Facebook group. 10 keys to post, blah, 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 blah. Okay. See, I would comment more on these things, but I don't have your course. So, yeah, that's the thing. In order for me to do a better review, I would have to go through your course, and then I'd be like, okay, this needs to be say this, and this needs to say this, and this needs to say that. So I'm not really going to comment much on these. I know some of this I've looked into. I'm like, this could be stronger. But since I haven't gone through this course, I cannot give you the most accurate critique of this. But that's one in terms of making it better, like giving examples. But if I'm going to take it from this, and I'm coming to this for the first-ish time, and you're telling me what's in this course, if I get this far, okay? Launch. In this module, we work on developing the theme of your tribe, the themes of your tribe, the type of content you will produce, and start thinking about potential products you can develop. And then you go to check mark, which is the bullet point. Develop the theme and hook of your Facebook group, ensuring it's unique and compelling. Create your top 10 key group posts. Create your first 30 posts. Decide your first 30. What's your first 30? So I'm gonna tell you this one. Yeah, that's what caught me off guard. I can tell you one thing. People are lazy, and if someone is doing one-on-one consulting doing this, if you tell them their first 30, we mean their first 30 days or their first 30 literal posts. Because if it's 30 posts, ain't no one going to want to do that. So that's going to turn somebody off. If they get to this section, ain't no one want to write no damn 30 posts before they even start making money. I said, you got people online right now who are paid to do this, and they don't want to do this. You got people who are copywriters. I got a damn website. I don't write 30 posts. You know, it's a struggle. Like, people don't want to do this. So that'll turn people off. That's not the best bullet. But I haven't gone through your program to really think of another one. But okay, so create basic opt-in funnels to start. Okay, so here's the other thing. In terms of language that you use in your copy, I know what a funnel is. A lot of people don't know what funnels are. People misconstrue what they are. Are you using the language that your prospects use to describe things? Because if you're not, then it's not going to work very well. Now, your group is very, very mixed. You have people in your group that they're in groups with me, and they know what funnels are for the most part. And I get into this argument with them because there's sales funnels and there's marketing funnels. And marketing and sales are two different things, but they have the relationship like the bass player and the drummer, and how everything works in business. But people don't understand that. So, are you using the language that the majority of your audience who will be seeing this is using? Or are you using the language that you've picked up being around us around other internet marketers or consultants like myself who do have some online operations? Because if you are, you're going to turn a lot of people off because they're not going to know what this stuff is. And you're not really explaining to them the importance of this stuff. And the other thing about the word funnel is it has a bad connotation with a lot of people, because a lot of folks, funnels take a long time to build. Funnels can be complicated, 36 steps. People have paid $10,000 for funnels that don't work. So, you got to be careful with that kind of stuff. So I know I wouldn't say opt-in funnels to start adding new email subscribers, because I just think it's the wrong use. You were better off saying landing pages there. Basic opt-in landing pages to start adding new subscribers. Yeah, because it's not really a funnel. I mean, it's more of opt-in landing pages. Because, yeah, that's the wrong use of that word. That needs to go. That needs to go, because I know you talk to some people. See, this is the thing. Some people you interview with, they don't operate in internet marketing direct response land, and so the word funnel can mean two different things depending on who you're speaking to. So, if you're working with a guy who's from a startup, funnels are one thing. How they define what a funnel is, only because they're talking about a marketing funnel versus a sales funnel. Because they may not call it a sales funnel, they'll call it a sales process, versus they'll call a marketing funnel a marketing funnel. When internet marketing land, they're only talking about sales funnels. So, because people use, like I said, that's why I get into arguments with folks sometimes, because they're not understanding the difference. Be careful. So I would take that out. Create a basic landing page to start adding new email subscribers. Because if the premise is that you're not paying for traffic at one point, they're getting organic traffic, then they need an opt-in page, a landing page. Because a funnel is pretty much a process, right? It's supposed to be a process of getting you're dumping someone in a process. So at the end of it, you'll have less people that have completed the process, right? So, it's really landing page. Yeah, that needs to change. That was problematic. How to use growth targets. I'm trying to see if there's anything else here really quick that I had. I was like, nah, this ain't gonna work. How to use your personal Facebook Pro to add new members to your group and build. Okay. Book Like a Boss. Okay, I don't know what that is. I know that's the software you use. How to set up ClickFunnels to create sales funnels for your products. Yeah, so you see what I'm talking about here? You put sales funnels, and then you put funnels. That's what I'm saying. This, oh hell, what is it? This is the wrong use. You're not creating opt-in funnels. You're creating opt-in pages. Just put opt-in pages there, cross that out, because you did this here, it's not going to work. Okay, so let's see how to create ClickFunnels. How to set up ClickFunnels. All right, so I know you use ClickFunnels. I know you're in love with ClickFunnels, but I can tell you this. I'm sure you got an affiliate link with them, and people get 14 days free. But the thing about that is, and I have been through many online courses and written copy for certain individuals, people don't like using expensive shit. Okay? ClickFunnels is like $100 a month or $100 and change depending on where you live. So a month. So even though it might be slightly intuitive, it's expensive shit. And then you're going to get that one person who actually knows that if they're using paid Facebook ad traffic, using ClickFunnels with that does not work well. And, like, let's, for example, you see how a topic here you have charmoffensive.clickfunnels.com. If you would have put this on a Facebook ad for paid traffic, Facebook would punish you because it has clickfunnels.com in it. So yeah, that kind of stuff. So if you have someone who actually knows that shit, that that's going to be problematic. So I know you know how to do it using ClickFunnels. I wouldn't mention that here at all, because then everybody knows that you're selling the ClickFunnels, and people don't like that shit. They do not like that shit at all. How to write sales funnels. I'm sorry, sales funnels. What the hell am I saying? Write sales emails and landing pages that convert without being sleazy. Develop Facebook ads that retarget your email list subscribers, leading to more sales. These are terrible bullets, man. Write persuasive copy that's it. Well, this doesn't make any sense, dude. How to pre-sell your product so you don't waste time building material nobody wants. How to put together a beta launch group. How to create products at multiple levels of the value ladder. Okay. Yeah, these bullets are not what they need to be. I'm just saying that offhand, but I haven't gone through their stuff, so I haven't gone through the product itself, but the bullets don't look good because the person going through this hasn't gone through your product. So I can't really say corrective action for this because I haven't gone through it to be like, oh no, it's this. Okay, how to expand the theme of your group into new areas. How to use Facebook ads to enter new niches. How to scale with joint ventures. Private Facebook group, inspire influencers, blah, 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 blah. Buy now. Yeah, this is also abrupt, man. And then you go into every 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever, buy now. You'll never be able to get this course in the beta launch price again. Enrollment close, whatever. Posts be by before midnight. Okay. 30 money back guarantee. Buy now. That's the end of it. Okay. Yeah, so this sales page needs a lot of work. Basic things, way too many eyes in this. The bullets definitely need work, but the bullets are always going to be the result of what's actually in the product. So I didn't really revise too many bullets on this because I haven't gone through the product, so I don't know what you really need to be saying versus what you are saying, right? I can tell you that this letter does not have any emotional pull that would have been strong enough to get probably more people to opt in for this. The offer, the way it's structured is not correct. It was not right. It's that needs to be fixed. Congruency in here is a problem from what I'm going into because it kind of skips around a lot and it's not being congruent. It's not leading people. There's a basic rule of copy, whether you're looking at whoever, is that each line has to earn its way. Each word has to earn its way on a page. Each line has to take you to the next line. And if it's failure to do that, you need to get rid of it and rewrite it and stuff like that. So yeah, so this needs to be fixed, as well as taking screenshots of people mentioned in groups and not getting permission. If you did get permission, then you can ignore what I said about that. But if you did not, and put them in your sales letter and it is found out by the people in that group, especially if they're on there, because having people here, it means, like, check this out. Kira Daly, I don't know who the hell she is. It seems like she's endorsing you, or it seems like Nina is endorsing you. And trust me, I've been through conversations with people in groups. Folks don't be liking that shit. So careful with that, once again. And of course, the headline, this is no good as it is, really. This needs to be fixed. So there's a lot of work that needs to be done on this sales page. A lot of work. But it's fixable. You just need to do a lot of work on it. It's fixable, but it's going to take a lot of work. And even so, your story in here wasn't that great. Like, it's not moving. I don't know. It's just not. It's not moving. Which is problematic too, because the story's not really all that compelling. And if you, like, it's one thing, if you have really bad copy, at least let the damn story be compelling. It's not all that compelling. It's not really emotionally investing me. Like, I don't feel like I'm you right now, and that you can show me something at this point. Like, if I'm coming to it as a new reader, so you got to be careful on that. Okay, I think that's what I saw so far, looking at it a few times. So there you go. You got one of my reviews for this. So you can attempt to go back in here and fix this, or talk to me about it at some point. Yep, so that's about it. Talk to you later, John.